Hey everybody, it's Tamara. I've done one vlog so far, so if you're not that familiar with me, I'm not surprised. New to Mom TV community, so hi. You can check my blog out at www.theunexperiencedmom.com. And today I'm going to talk about toddlers because I have one, and I'm sure many of you either have a toddler right now or obviously have gone through toddlerhood, so I'm sure everything I'm saying is something that you can identify with or tap back into, or currently empathize with me because you're going through it yourself. So I wrote a post recently about my love-hate relationship with toddlerhood, and I want to make sure that, and I put this in my post, I want to make sure that it's not misconstrued as my love-hate relationship for my son, because I absolutely love and adore my son. Even on the rough days, he is my pride and joy, as is my youngest. So it is my love-hate relationship with toddlerhood in general, or the age of 2 to 3 years old, that I'm talking about. The first thing that I've realized I have a love-hate relationship with is the fact that I love how verbal he is now. He can get his point across. I know what he needs. He actually is very verbal. He's probably speaking at a 3 to 4 year old level. Basically, once he turned 2, he just never stopped talking. Since he's been talking basically every day, every moment of every day. Since he was 2 years old, he narrates his entire day. And I'm not very surprised by this because I'm super talkative and super social too, so apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But at the same time, while I love how verbal he is, I can't stand how much he talks sometimes. He, like I said, he narrates his day. If there's a dog walking outside, you're going to know about it. If there's a dog walking outside and he's catching a ball, he's going to talk about that for the next 2 days, nonstop. So that's my love-hate relationship with the fact that he gets his point across. I can understand him, but he just talks about everything all the time. So anyhow, the next thing I have a love-hate relationship with at this age is the fact that he is getting close to potty training. He just turned 2.5, so he's on the young side because he's a boy. I'm not pushing it. I'm not expecting him to be potty trained anytime in the real near future. He is in play school and they change his diaper there, but I know that by the age of 3, when he goes to actual preschool, he's going to need to be potty trained. So we've got about 6 months or so at least. I'm not pushing it. We're just kind of asking him if he wants to go to the potty, and if he does, great. If he doesn't, we just keep asking him, and actually he does. He probably goes 5 or 6 times a week, usually before bath or first thing in the morning, but the rest of the time he's not really interested. So the thing that I love about that is that I'm hopefully in the somewhat near future going to have one less in diapers. I have a 5-month-old also who is obviously going to be in diapers for quite a while. But the thing that I'm not loving so much, or that I'm hating about that stage, is that the whole potty training process, to be honest with you, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. The fact that you have to stop what you're doing whenever they say, I have to go potty, because you never know if they're really telling the truth, or if they just want to give it a try and nothing's going to happen. You have to, when they're wearing underwear instead of diapers, obviously, probably, you have to go and take them to the potty. And, I'm not looking forward to that. And I know that there are going to be some accidents and some messes and some cleanup, I'm not looking for any of that. I'm not really a messy kind of person, so having 2 boys is actually kind of interesting for somebody who's a little bit of a germ meat freak person. But so yeah, so while it will be cool to have one less in diapers, the whole transition into that is probably gonna just not be a good thing for me. And I was like that with naps too. I was one of those who wanted to hold on to the 3 naps for a long time, or the 2 naps for a long time, because I don't really like the whole transition process with kids. It's long, it's messy, it messes everything up just when you got it down. It's, you got to kind of start all over, learn a whole new routine. But when we finally did get through the transition for naps and finally got down to 2 naps or 1 nap, it was great because I got used to it and I had much more freedom. So I know that once I get through the potty training stage and the process, that I'm going to be thrilled, but it's just the actual act of getting there that I'm dreading. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that's going once he decides he actually wants to go full force ahead. So the other thing that I have a love-hate relationship with is play school. Now, my son is only 2, so he's not in actual preschool, but he 2 mornings a week for 2.5 hours. Each morning he goes to what I call play school, and it really is just playing in school. There's about 11 kids in his class, and it's an opportunity for him to do something outside of the house, and we do play dates, but it's just more structure and routine, and he really enjoys it. Had a hard time transitioning because he is only 2, and he never went to daycare or anything like that, so it was a little rough in the beginning, but he's really enjoying it. So I'm glad that he gets that time, because being stuck home with me and his baby brother can be a little bit boring for him, I'm sure. But the downside to that part of it is that he has had probably about 3 or 4 colds since September, and this is a kid who didn't get his first cold until he was 9 months old, and has only had 3 colds up until this September when he was 2. So not only has he been getting sick, but we've all been getting sick too. And his younger brother actually got his first cold at 4 months old because he brought it home from school and shared it with him. So I'm kind of a germaphobe. I'll be the first to admit it, and everyone who knows me well knows that. So that's not a part of play school that I particularly enjoy. But I'm willing to overlook it, obviously, because he's going to be going to school forever, and I have to get over that. So I'm working on that. It's getting better. But I'm hoping that he kind of gets through most of these colds in the beginning of the school year. The second part of the school year, you know, we'll have less colds, and he can actually enjoy himself instead of having to miss days here and there. So anyhow, that's the whole school piece right now. And then the last thing, which is probably my biggest love-hate relationship piece of toddlerhood, is I love how independent he's becoming. He wants to try everything. He wants to do everything that we're doing, and that's great. I know sometimes it takes longer, and there are times where I'm constantly saying, hurry up, hurry up. And now he tells everybody to hurry up, so that's great. But the other piece of that is that he's on what I call the toddler seesaw, and I'm sure all of you are familiar with this. Let me explain an example of it. Perfect example of the toddler seesaw is we ask him what he wants for dinner, and normally we'll give him a couple of choices because we want to empower him to make some choices, but we limit them, and we obviously get to choose what the choices are. So we'll say to him, you know, do you want a hot dog, a turkey dog, or chicken nuggets? And he'll say chicken nuggets. So we make the chicken nuggets, and then we put them on the table, and then he immediately goes, ew, I don't want chicken nuggets. Ooh, I don't like them. Ooh, I don't want them. And then we say, okay. And then we take them away. And as soon as they're off the table, he says, no, I love chicken nuggets. I want chicken nuggets. I have to eat my chicken nuggets. So then we put him back on the table, and as soon as we put, you know where this is going, right? We put him on the table. He says, ew, icky, I don't want them. Oh, I don't like them. They're icky. Take them away. Take them away. And this, in the beginning, this would go on for ridiculously a long amount of time. Like, I mean, 5 minutes. I'm a therapist. I should know better than to engage in a power struggle like that. But when you're kind of stuck in that power struggle, you don't really realize it till afterwards. So, but now we give him like 1 or 2 shots. And if he says no, whatever his final decision is, like if he says no, I don't want the chicken nuggets, they're gone. Because we could probably spend all day going back and forth on this toddler seesaw with him. That's why I call it that. I actually termed it that myself. But it's up and down, and it's like immediately whatever you say he doesn't want, or vice versa. And this goes on all day long. I mean, I have this battle probably at least 3 or 4 times a day, and it drives me nuts. But I'm trying to just not let it bother me, because you can't reason with him. You can't explain to him, you know, why he's driving mommy nuts. And I get why he's doing it, and I get why it's developmentally appropriate, but it's still annoying nonetheless. So anyhow, those are my areas of love-hate with toddlerhood. I'm sure many of you probably identify with many or all of these. And, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with pretty much every stage. I try to emphasize and focus on the love part more than the hate part, but I wouldn't be a normal parent or a mother if I didn't have a love-hate relationship, because we can't love everything all the time. I'm all about being honest. My blog is all about being an honest mom and embracing both the negative and positive feelings of motherhood. So I don't sugarcoat it. I don't lie about my feelings. I think it makes me a better mother to acknowledge those feelings and just accept them and move on. I don't have to spend so much time feeling guilty over those feelings then, because that wastes a lot of good energy, that you're trying to not feel guilty about the way you feel, that takes a lot of energy. I've done it before. And it's just a waste of time and a waste of energy, in my opinion. So I'm all about accepting everything as it is, and just kind of reframing it as best as you can. And I don't do that all the time. I'm human. I'm honest. But I'm trying, and I'm working on it every day, and it's still a work in progress, but I'm getting better. So anyhow, that's my toddler talk. Those are my love-hate relationship pieces for toddlerhood. And I'd love for you guys to comment back and let me know what your love-hate relationship is with toddlerhood, what pieces of toddlerhood you loved, what pieces of toddlerhood you can't stand, and how you got through all those things. And yeah. So anyhow, this has been Tamara, the Unexperienced Mom. You can check my blog out at www.theunexperiencedmom.com. And until my next vlog, I will see you all later. Have a good weekend. Thanks.